The seating capacity is 65,000 at Ford Field, and we are right around that number today. A good crowd on hand and seemingly ready to go in the Motor City. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A good start. One play, 10 yards. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Once again, it's Swift. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. The Lions had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road, but now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that, because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And some room to maneuver. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. They needed inches, but they got yards and plenty of them.
And that often happens when everyone's stacked near the line of scrimmage when, as you said, all you need are inches. So you bring people closer to it. If you pop it free as he did there, it's a lot of grass available for him to run on.
A lane opens up that time as he'll be brought down just short of a first after a gain of about 9. This defense for the Vikings, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 4 yards the pickup, first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
They try to run on first down, but this defense says no dice. They stop them a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. They'll try to throw here now. Bridgewater. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. A week ago, they dominated in the trenches. They got in the backfield for 5 sacks, setting the tone there, one on the opening drive.
And it sets the tone for the opposing team, doesn't it? Remember when you were a kid and you went to the theater and saw that horror movie and it stuck with you for a while and you were a little bit jumpy? Well, if you saw 5 sacks the previous week and you're the quarterback, you might be a little jumpy as well. It might throw off his time here.
Yeah, it'd be jumpy, but sorry, Bob and Linda wouldn't let me see a PG movie until I was 17.
Well, that's just good parenting.
Patterson's kick is good. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. Even though they didn't find the end zone, they have to be pretty pleased with how they moved the ball on the ground, because we know that that was one of their big goals in this game.
And that really goes through the entire offense, because when you're running the ball effectively, just about everyone's involved. It's not just the guy carrying the football. It's everyone blocking for him, both inside and on the perimeter.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And complete right side to Cook. He's got room at the 30. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. A big play there for Minnesota. 46 yards. Boy, Dalvin Cook just so explosive in the open field. He's not a small guy either, but once he gets those legs churning, look out. First down, here's the run with Cook. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle third of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right there? He didn't just hold the line, he provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. 4th down now after a loss of 2. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. And his kick is right there. It's good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Bridgewater's throw taken in by Chark. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. These two teams all tied after 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try and run here with Swift. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped them, bringing up 4th down.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. That's taken on the 25. That'll go as a 42-yard punt. They'll be aided by a loss of yardage on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. To throw on 3rd down, Matthews. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That's a 3rd down conversion to 24 yards there. Nice play. A nice throw right there. And Charles, this is game number 2 in the NFL for this young rookie. His guys getting the victory last week, and he played pretty well by most accounts. Curious, what did you see?
I saw something similar to what you described, Brandon, because I saw a guy who looked the part, a guy who was in command. Not just with the touchdown passes, but definitely looked to be in control of the offense as well. And you and I both know that's often uncommon for a rookie quarterback.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Matthews. And that is incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Back near the goal line, Bridgewater. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Coaches preach all the time about opportunities and taking advantage of them, and he did exactly that. I used to have a coach told us all the time, a lost opportunity is never regained. Well, no regrets here. He picked that one off and took it to the house.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And it is up.
His kick is good.
And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now.
Lions 3.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not have the balls go through goalposts.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Bridgewater. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. 8 yards to go on 2nd down. Throwing is Bridgewater. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 37. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. Now they trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. Touchdown! James Mitchell, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Lions are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Riley Patterson now for the extra point. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. Keneduagu now out of his end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shouldering the ball carrier, and down he goes.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Again, it's Cook. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
On 3rd down, Matthews. Goodwin able to haul it in. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A first down and then some. Give him 29 yards.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
On first down, Matthews. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Mustang 19. Deputy Ranger.
Looking to throw. Matthews. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll look to throw again. He finds his man, complete. That's Chandler. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter. They'll run for it. Cook. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. So we have reached halftime here on a good one. 10-10 is our score. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaunt, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. And ready to get the party started for the 2nd half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. Nwangu now from his end zone. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Back to Nwangu again on first down. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. On the toss, here's Nwangu. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of first downs, and here a loss of yardage.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. They'll go right back to Nwangu. Able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And they will take the lead at 13-10. Well, they don't get a touchdown here in the opening drive of the third quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they find themselves down on the scoreboard following the field goal a moment ago.
And I think even though they trail in the game now...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Lewis Seen. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So that a real wrench thrown in now for this offense. They're trying to make a game of this in the third quarter, but that is not going to help.
Yeah, partner, probably should have used a different tool on that play, right? That ultimately is the kind of play where you can lose a ball game instead of being in a position to win.
Extra point splits the uprights, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Back to it after the pick six. Bridgewater. And Shark calls it in. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Swift. And he's across the 45. It'll be second down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Cameron Jordan made the tackle. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 46-yard line.
On play action, it's Bridgewater. And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one covers 29 yards. 1st down.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on 1st. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground. After the sack on 1st down, Bridgewater, he's going to let it go deep for Mitchell. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. James Mitchell, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Lions have got it back to within a score. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead is down to a field goal. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. Nwangu now from his end zone. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and get the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
To throw on third down, Matthews. Deep ball for Goodwin. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Lions are in great shape here as they take over at their 36-yard line. Third and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him, and what I mean by that is what you said, third and long. Got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 36 yards on the play.
But they didn't ease into that drive right out of the turnover. They go for the big shot downfield and hit it. A lot of teams have that opportunity, but not every coach is going to greenlight that type of a play call. I love their aggressiveness.
It was a Caleb Evans in on the stop. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
The pressure there was definitely enough to make him alter his throw, because if he had time, he had a man wide open and had a chance to get it to him.
And I think if he had just another split second, that's a completion and a touchdown. On third down, Bridgewater. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. Fourth down now, but he's fortunate on that one, not to have another turnover on his ledger.
Patterson's kick is good, and that's going to tie things at 20. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit, because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit, in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Now, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Let's go now. Pat the street. Pat the street.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
52 Melifonwu on the tackle. A 1-yard loss brings up second and 16.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is...
Come on, come on. Hey.
Looking to throw on second down. Matthews. Oh, he's going up top for Wilson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And the Lions will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. They brought the house that time on the young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions strike quickly to take the lead here in the fourth.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. They'll start on the ground here on first down. They'll get this to the 24, and it's second down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last two drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Matthews. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked by Tracy Walker. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ballgame.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, became great later?
Who would that be?
Maybe one Peyton Manning threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Now we'll throw here to his running back. He'll get it inside the 20. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards.
First down. First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
They will run straight ahead with Swift. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 106 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Here's Swift. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Second down and goal. Bridgewater. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like...
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Lions have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this fourth quarter. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
First and 10. They're on 17-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here, and sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. To throw on second down. Matthews. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're into the end zone, but it's not verified yet. Hold on. There is a flag down. Brutal. So take away the long touchdown.
It's a cruel game sometimes, partner.
They'll come up now on a second and long after the hold. Looking to throw. Matthews. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
The partner guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Lions are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, Bridgewater. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on him.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Fabian Moreau. And the Vikings are right back in this football game. Well, and I saw the pressure coming out. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it. And the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through, dropping for an 8-yard loss.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was a strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Matthews. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions 42.
It's a gain of 20. 1st down, Minnesota.
Operating from the gun. Matthews dancing to his left. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try to get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Matthews. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Amani Oruwariye. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and find another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that personal foul, that only adds to the hole that they're currently standing in.
Yeah, absolutely a bad job of just losing your cool and letting your anger take over. Mistakes like that, not going to help you at this stage of the game.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Throwing here, Bridgewater. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. And this is caught inside the 5. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll run with Swift. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Lions, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they'll get another home date next week as the Raiders will come to town. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Denver Broncos.